One, and we're live. Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night Live. It's pretty late one in the UK, 10 p.m. We've got Bahar Jalali in here. She is a dental student in Georgia, D3 or D4 now? D4 now, right?
I wish.
D3, D3.
Yeah.
So
Done with first semester.
yeah, so Friday Night Live. This is your first appearance on a big podcast or a small podcast even at the moment.
No, well, we did
Shots fired.
the what are you they're all good. What are you
Yeah,
talking?
I'm
No, we
joking.
love Dennis of Insta. I appreciate anyone who's asked me on their podcast, but I'm a big fan of yours and
Yeah,
you're
tell
not.
me about the other podcasts because I actually haven't listened to like all the other ones because you've been on a couple now, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah, I did the charity one with
24 Hour
you.
Live. Yeah, I don't know if I'm counting that as a podcast because that was like I was talking nonsense for a good 22 hours of the 24 hours, so
Right.
it's not like it's not the same, is it? Where we said we're gonna do a day and we'll talk about this, and this or whatever, and then it's like
Right.
real.
You're not counting it because you weren't all there. And
I was
then
not there.
I'm counting it because I was there for an hour and very excited to be there.
I'm just not going because my mind was gone after about I think
What?
40. I got to 14 hours, and then I was a little bit delirious.
No, but I didn't notice it. I'll give you that. And I wouldn't be able to do it on myself.
Were
So,
you before or after 14 hours? I can't remember.
no, I was at the later half of that experience.
Mm.
So I think I was one of the last few.
I think you were in the middle of the night, weren't you? My like middle of my night.
Middle of your night. I'm always
Yeah,
time difference. I'm
yeah,
5 hours behind, so I appreciate you're always accommodating to time here in the US.
yeah. Time's the worst thing to kind of account for. But no, you were telling me about the other podcast. So what did they ask you, and what did they? What was the brief for those guys?
So most of them I like talked about clinic during COVID during this year, how things have changed, those kinds of questions. I also talked in another one about some of my recommendations for those dental school applicants. Like congratulations, by the way, to everybody who got in, and even those who are on the waiting list or
Yeah,
um, still haven't gotten accepted. Keep going, keep moving forward. You will get in. And then I also had another podcast interview that was a little bit more personal. And in that one, I opened up about my personal life, why I chose dentistry, and kind of like the obstacles I had to overcome to get here today. So it was all kind of
yeah.
different things. I
Different
have to
different
talk about
styles.
work-life balance. So
Yeah, that's what we titled it: work life balance, and then Dental College of Georgia. I think that's a bit of clickbait, really. We'll talk a little about dentist school, but there's a bit of clickbait. So which were the podcasts if the guys want to check those out? Because I do want to promo those guys a little bit as well.
yes, yes. So oh my goodness, and I have them.
You had them listed. Wow.
No. Oh my goodness. No. So the the first one that I did this year was Dental Student Vibes. So check them out. It's dental.student-vibes.
Yeah,
That was really, really fun. Really, really nice guys. And
that's with like
just
Seth and those guys, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah, really. I spoke to those guys a while
They're
back.
like
They're cool.
so impressive. They're just like
Did we
all
just
the
cut out?
time. I don't know. Am I still here?
I think my internet just dropped out for like 30 seconds, but check. Let me know, guys who are watching, if that's all okay now. Yeah, you were saying you spoke to Seth, and the guys from Dental Student Vibes.
Yes, Dental Student Vibes. So that was the first one, the Dental Student Vibes podcast. And then after that, I also spoke to, so on Instagram, it's Mr. Pennywell. And it's very interesting. Calvin, who I interviewed with, he works at the Dental College of
Okay,
Georgia.
cool.
And he reached out to me through Instagram. So but he's got a book, he's a writer, he's got a podcast, but he also happens to work at the school that I'm at. And that was more, his podcast name is called The Glory in Our Stories. And so he kind of interviews people who've gone through a lot of tough
Yeah.
times, but have overcome that, and kind of gotten to success. Not that I've gotten there yet, but it was a really heartfelt interview, and um, one of the more personal interviews I've had, and I've never really opened up that
Yeah.
much, but nothing to lose. I'm happy to share everything with everybody, because maybe somebody can use my experiences and learn from
Yeah.
them,
It's like relate to
and
it,
help.
and then they might see how to do something themselves, or like, oh, that's the situation I'm going
Exactly.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, if one person can relate, I'm fine talking about, everything that I've gone through. It's fine as long as it helps somebody. And then, well, I wouldn't even say it was like a podcast or anything, but I had an interview um recently, just talking about some of the advice I had for people that are applying to dental school. I think most people have probably applied by now, I would
Yeah.
assume. Um, so I don't even know if I would consider, I think that was more of like an interview than a podcast or anything. But if you want to check that out, go to Russian and Flossin. And I had an interview with Jack, he's a first year at UNC School of Dentistry. So
I've
um, you can check that out. I
kind
have
of
a
been
link
there.
on his
Not
Insta.
really. I've kind of been then,
Wait,
but not really. Yeah, I was there.
kind of been to UNC?
Like, no, not. I didn't go there, but like I went with my cousin to Chapel Hill, and we had coffee because apparently there's a nice coffee shop there. And then we drove past the dental school, and then one of the girls that I featured is like, "Oh, I can't believe you're here and didn't come in." I was like, "I had a flight like in 3 hours, couldn't really drop in." And then I missed my flight to
Yeah.
Chicago, or where was it Chicago I was going to?
They
Yeah.
would have swarmed you like a celebrity.
I don't know how to say that. Just someone I knew.
I I think so. If you came to the Dental College of Georgia, if you come to Georgia and don't come to the Dental College of Georgia, I will get mad as well. I get pissed.
To be fair, I do try and do like a dental thing wherever I go, because then I can write things off for tax, like the flights.
Oh,
Sort of little
smart. So
top
you're not
tip.
even coming for us.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I went for a meal with Baha from Delacorte, Georgia. It was an interview opportunity.
Yes. We had to have a five-star meal. It was part.
You can write that off for tax, goes on the company or whatever. Cool.
Exactly. I had to fly her back. We had to.
Limo service.
Exactly.
No, I don't. I wouldn't call myself a celebrity. I don't think. I think you have to have like. There's actually a definition in the UK for celebrity. You have to have 30,000 followers or more.
30 or 300?
30.
You have 42. Vince has 42K.
But that's like other people. Photos has 42K.
But you are known for that. Like that's your baby, you
Yeah, I
know?
guess. I won't count it unless I've got it on my own one. So go follow everyone.
Oh, so selfish.
um,
No, I think that's like success in and of itself.
yeah, it's been good. It's been really fun this year, and actually, I think you've done the same sort of thing to me. You really got involved in the community this, especially during COVID, right? Because I think you were posting a
Yeah,
bit
it's
before, and then it was just like, okay, you're just cranking out the content.
yeah, it's definitely, I think, partially been easier just because of the time. I've had a little bit more
Mm,
time this year, and getting into clinic as well. I feel like I've got more flexibility with my schedule. And I really always wanted to be able to share my life
yeah,
and be a little bit more active on social media and connect with people more. It's just, it can become a bit of a time commitment. So it's definitely been easier this year to have that time to share a little bit more on my posts and my
yeah.
stories.
And you've got to go out and take photographs. Drag someone to take the photograph if you haven't got like a timer and like a remote or something. That's what I do. So if I've not got someone to take the photo, I've got my remote, and then I've got a tripod, and then I'll be there clicking it, drop the remote, and then be like, okay, there we go.
So all of the like modelly pictures you take, in your like denim jackets and everything out in the city, are those tripod photos?
If I've tagged the guy or the girl that I was with, then that person took. If not, sometimes it's just
Okay.
been me. Like the ones where I'm catching the cup.
Yeah.
That was there's a string on the water. You can't. Oh, you can see at the top of my screen. It's like a little fleck, just there.
Oh, I see
So it
it.
was tied to that, and then I would throw the cup up and then pretend to catch it.
Well, I think you might put in more energy in these photos than I
I didn't
do.
leave my room. I just did it. I did it. That was in my room, and I tied a string to the door. So
I mean, I no, that's much better than what I do. I'll drag my mom, my sister, I'll end relationships.
yeah.
My friends all hate me because they know they're going to be taking a photo of me.
But sometimes you'll get a friend who's like, okay, you've got to take one of me as well, and then it's like a tit for tat. So there's a friend of mine. We're going
Yeah.
tomorrow. He's gonna come here, and I'm doing this walk thing. I've got to walk every day. Um, again for the charity. I feel like every time I speak to some of you guys, I'm doing another thing for RCF. So I'm doing a walk this month. So he's just gonna come. We're gonna take our cameras out and we're just gonna shoot photographs around town. So that should be fun. But then
Yeah.
you get like 30 good photos and you're good for another month.
Is that what you do?
If you notice, a lot of them are in the same
Uh,
outfit.
well, you play it well. And I think that just in general, guys usually have just 4 or 5 outfits that they interchange. So I think,
You can, yeah.
meanwhile, if I've worn it, I can't wear it anymore nor post it anymore.
Just do it. Just do it. No one's gonna notice, or people will notice. You think?
They will. I've had people be like, Katya, that was from 2017.
Really? So I've posted one
Mhm.
photo 3 times and no one's really noticed. So I don't know.
Maybe they're not zooming in or investigating as much.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But it's a lot of fun. Obviously, hardest thing for me is the captions. Coming up with a new caption.
Oh, I love we said we were gonna end with
I
Instagram.
know
We
we
were
just
starting
straight
off.
in.
That is like straight into the Instagram. That is the hardest part, but I think that's the hardest part for everybody
Yeah. I mean,
because you want creative.
yeah, and it's like okay, you're supposed to say tell a story or something, and then half the time I'm just like, look at this cool shot I took. And that's all I do. And obviously, no one's gonna like, yes, that is a cool shot, bro. Or some people do. Cammy's always there for me when he's
I know. He always has your back.
yeah. It's so
You
funny.
always have that. I love the hype women and men, those people that just like always are there for you. You're like, no matter what, you could post trash. And they're just especially there's some like the sweetest girls, and they're just like, slay. I'm like, oh,
There's definitely a
every
girl
single
thing.
time.
Like, there's a couple of guys that will do that for you, but it's definitely a girl thing. You go into like a girl's Instagram or whatever, and there'll be the squad of like 15 of you guys who are just like,
Yeah.
wow, most beautiful picture ever. Even though the one yesterday was also the most beautiful picture ever and stuff like that. I think we're just like too inhibited, and we'll be like, okay, I'll do it for like 1 or 2 people, and then not everyone. You have to earn that inner
I think
circle.
y'all should do it more
I
often.
wish they would. It'd be
It
so
is
good.
most definitely a
Yeah, I even don't mind when people are like a minor trolling, but it's like they're doing it in like a tongue in cheek. I quite like that.
Oh, you like it when they're trolling?
Like the one where it's
Like
like a
bit of
backhanded compliment.
okay. Okay. I'm a little sensitive. So like I had a classmate that would continuously jab in my comments and I would just fight back because I'd get so butthurt about it.
Hmm.
Well, that's because I'm more sensitive. But that's good to know. I'll jab next time. I'll comment
Yeah, you can go for it.
insulting.
Yeah, so someone kept one of my friends. He was I can't tell whether he was being sarcastic or not, but he's like loved odd socks 2 posts in a row. I was like, does he like odd socks or does he not like odd socks? I was just like, I'll roll with it. I'm gonna double down. Um,
Right.
but yeah, no, I think for sure the creative is the hardest part. Photography for me is like the fun bit, and it's like, okay, now I've got to type something to make it sound relevant to like actually have an excuse to post this photograph. I don't know if you have that at all.
Yeah. No, all the time. No,
Yeah,
all the time. I'm like, I love that picture of myself, but what is it for? Why are you wearing that? And why are you there in that moment?
yeah. We
You know,
that's the hardest part.
recently, like the one I was wearing, like a cheetah print top,
Yeah,
a cheetah print top, and high heel shoes in like the middle of the forest. And I didn't even know. I was thinking to myself, ma'am, what are you doing there? And why are you looking like that in the middle of the forest?
were you not like cold? Is it not winter where you are?
So Georgia is so up and down. It's so
Right.
bipolar. Right now, it's gotten really, really chilly. Like today, the high is 52. Um, but it's so hit and miss. You can, as long as you like have a jacket with you on hand, because it'll literally be cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon, and then cold again at night,
Yeah.
all in one day. So you just got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen some people, they'll go out and we saw this, me and my friend, we went on holiday once and they were like changing clothes on the bridge where they were taking photographs. So, the guy had his girlfriend like a towel, like he was holding it out, and then she was getting changed behind
Yeah.
it. And she had some crazy red dress. She'd sit on the thing there, take the photo, and then went back
Yeah.
into hiking gear afterwards. So like, when you get these crazy photos where it's like, how has that person got there? They're literally just changing clothes and then like, okay, back into normal clothes after. Just how you get this crazy kind of travel photos. You're like, wow, so amazing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've done some stuff like that before.
I rate it. I
Like
kind of rate it.
I mean, so wait, you rate it?
That's I rate it as good. Some British slang for you.
Okay, I rate it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 10 out of 10 rating. But one time me and my girlfriends went to Pont City Market and we said we were going to take pictures there and I came through with like four different outfit changes. Went to the bathroom, would like take photos in one spot, go to the bathroom, change, and then go to another spot like a graffiti wall or something and do like a sportier look and then go back and change
Hmm.
just to take advantage of
Had you done
everything
like
in
a
one day.
walkthrough already, going, okay, well, that's where I'm going to wear this, and then that's maybe a
Oh
good
yeah.
spot. Yeah, you kind of.
Oh yeah, there's a whole preparation involved.
I don't know if he's watching today because he's probably like he's coming to see me tomorrow and we're going shooting. But last time me and my friend Ozam went out, we were on the phone for 2 hours the night before, literally going through our wardrobes. Like, okay, you need to wear this. So that's the ones with the blue jacket and then the shirt and then all that. That was 2 hours worth of, okay, you need to wear these shoes with that, and then we'll do it. So we were pretty
I
crazy
love
about it.
that though. I like that you guys, like men, put in the effort as
I
well.
don't know if it was lockdown. We're just like, there's nothing else to do. Okay, I'm on FaceTime too. I'm just right. What are we wearing tomorrow, bro?
True,
So
true. I feel like these days we've had so much extra time that we can pay attention to
yeah,
details even more, but it's also making us go crazy.
yeah. I can't wait to go traveling and go to restaurants
Yeah.
and stuff again, and all that kind of thing. All our restaurants are shut still, so R.I.P.
Yeah. Everything's shut down over there?
Yeah, pretty much. I think you can get takeaways, so have a takeaway. All the normal shops are open, but restaurants and cafes are definitely closed. You can't sit in anywhere.
I was just messaging someone last night actually and talking about this, and I was like, it's crazy that this year, depending on where you live, what state you're in, or what country you're in, your year was entirely different from people. Like I mean, completely different. In the state of Georgia, I feel like we had a 1 month off,
Yeah,
1 month maybe that I can say was true quarantine, like true like stay at home order. But other than that, it's been all open.
that's. I think it's different in
Uh,
the states though, because across different.
it's different amongst the states
Yeah, that's
too,
what I
because I
mean.
can't say the same for like California.
Yeah, I mean New York, everyone lives on top of each other, so you kind of like you've got less room for error. I feel like if when I went to North Carolina to see my cousins, everything was much more spread out. You know, you had to drive a fair distance. You know, it wasn't nothing's in walking distance, so you're less likely to come across so many people. So you're gonna have less spreading events. So across different areas, maybe do you know you do need different rules. So it kind of makes sense, right?
Very true. Yeah, it's very true, and it's also just politically as well where you're
Yeah.
from and what rules are enforced based on that. Um, and the same goes for like dental students. Some dental students weren't in school until late fall, and some of us were seeing patients in June, July.
Well, what happened with your dental school? Because obviously Georgia opened up pretty sharpish, right? So
Yeah, very
how were
early.
you affected compared to I don't know, like state next door, which is a blue state maybe?
Um, I think that I think that you can argue that we got a lot more experience than if I were to compare myself to like a third year student that if I took a third year student that didn't get to the opportunity to be in clinic, then, you could definitely say that like I gained a lot more
Yeah,
experience. But they may have been, like a less risk of exposure, and they may have had an easier year because they had to do everything online, which I do find to be easier. But I mean, I can also be opinion based, but you don't have to get up actively and go out, so there's that level of like luxury.
yeah.
Um, with that said, one thing that I wasn't surprised that like we were put into clinic so early. I expected that, but I was a little bit surprised um, that my school didn't really um, lessen its expectations at all for its students this year. So we still have to we're still expected to
Do the same amount as
fulfill the
someone.
same requirements.
Yeah,
Yeah, the same amount of work we were pre-COVID. Even though like truly it is harder right now because we are distanced in clinic,
mm,
so that's a fewer amount of chairs, much more competition to book the chairs in clinic. So and then there are many more patient cancellations than there would have been prior to COVID. And then there are just the patients that don't even want to come in general and have asked to leave the program because they're afraid to put themselves at risk. But regardless of those challenges and obstacles, we were still expected to be in clinic every day, have the same amount of procedures um, and competencies done
yeah.
and everything. The expectations were the same. So I think that was a little bit more challenging because it was like, hello, we expect a little bit more leniency, but I guess not.
I think they're in a hard spot, aren't they, the dental schools, because they don't want to like extend programs because, I mean, that's going
Yeah.
to hit their bottom line pretty hard. I think that's probably in the back of their minds, like, okay, let's see if we can just like get them to do as much as possible and see where we land afterwards, and then try and make it up as we go along after. I don't know. It's obviously a difficult spot for them, and they don't want to spend more than they need to on you guys, even though your school's pretty expensive in the main part.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's true too. And we are one of the less expensive schools compared to the other ones in state.
Yeah,
So I think that um, on top of wanting us to have that experience opening up early because of that, because they do want us to have the hands-on experience, I think that another reason is that they truly were in a like financially difficult situation because they are one of the less expensive schools, and they do need to make that income through the clinic being open, up and running.
Yeah.
So that was challenging. And then they had to like invest more money into kind of like the UV lighting was installed in clinic. So they had to like invest much more now as well, um, to combat the virus,
Yeah, they weren't.
and be
It's a lot of
able to.
stuff people weren't expecting to have to do, isn't it? And then trying to get everything running smoothly alongside it. I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't in dental school when this all went down. Put it that way, because I was a
Yeah.
lazy student, so this would have suited me down to the ground, and I would have not done well off the back of it. So yeah,
Oh, maybe you would have liked the online stuff.
yeah. But what's stopping me from just like sleeping through or like turning off the camera and then here we go, lie down, not really listen.
True. This year actually was the first year I've ever dozed off while studying. I've never fallen asleep while studying. And that happened to me this year. It's been so detrimental.
Yeah, I think it's down to the personality type. If you have those people who are super go get it, and then you have the people who are kind of on the edge, and then you have the real slackers. I think the
Yeah.
guys who are always go getters are always going to be, over there. Maybe the people in the middle go one of two ways. It becomes easier for the way they want to live, and then
Yeah.
they get better, or it's just too easy to be lazy, and they get worse. And then you don't,
Yeah.
and then there's me down the other end. So we know what happens there.
Oh my goodness. You would have made it. Hopefully we all make it. That's all I
Yeah.
hope.
No,
That
it's.
some way or
I'm sure
another
you'll be
we all.
fine. Hopefully they'll just have like leeway allowed for. Okay, well it was a difficult point. On makeup or whatever. In however way
Yeah.
they're gonna do it. I don't know how your dental schools work, so uh, I'm not gonna go too much into that. Hopefully they'll have some leeway for you guys. That's what matters, right?
I hope so. They're toughies. We'll see.
Yeah. So obviously you've done all that, and we didn't want to talk too much about dental school. But is there anything that you're thinking
Right.
already? Halfway through D3, do you have an idea of where you want to
Yeah.
go?
You mean the future
The
or just
future.
the rest of the future?
Yeah, the future. So, like, are you thinking cosmetics? Are you thinking general, feeds? I don't know, max facts?
It's so interesting, because my usually I'm always like I've got a clear cut idea of what I want and I go for it.
Yeah,
Um, but I feel like I'm still kind of figuring out what the best option for me is. Um, because while I think that, starting to work right out of dental school and finally being able to like have an income is a beautiful idea. I'm also thinking about, because like I'm thinking, oh, you can, make money and then come back and specialize if you ever feel like it, like you were talking to me about like you have this passion for endo, or I feel like some people later on they figure out what they're passionate about and then they go back and specialize.
yeah,
But I think there's also something to be said, and this is what I'm worried about, for um not getting lazy, but maybe I don't know, just getting a little bit after you like are you separate yourself from the student life, it kind of might be hard to like
go
come
back.
back in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Go
I'm
back.
feel. I'm really feeling that right now because one
Yeah.
of my friends he's doing endo in UF. I think it's UF Gainesville, right? Anyway, he's in Florida
Mhm.
and he's doing endo, um, and he's like, oh my god, I've got so much reading to do. And then every time he's like, I've got loads of reading, I'm thinking, I don't really fancy that. I just want to be good at endo. I don't want to have to read things. So then I'm just thinking,
Exactly. Like
well,
you specialize in doing that.
they're gonna make you pay to do lots of reading. This doesn't sound like a good deal. Um, but obviously you come out of it with
Yeah.
a specialty or something. So I'm gonna have to really think about how I go ahead with that if I go ahead with it.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about too. It's just like, do I want to, not to say, you're in a bad position, but like I can see myself kind of fall being done with school and then, you set up this life for yourself, and then that transition back being super super difficult. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue going back. I think the guys who go straight from dental school straight into the postgrad, I think they've got the right idea. You can't do that in the UK, unfortunately, but those guys have definitely got the right idea because it's like, okay, there's no option. We're just gonna go for it. And they don't know what it feels like to get the paycheck and be like, okay, now I'm gonna go on holiday or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's also I need to do some like a little bit of investigating too, because just like here, especially just like it depends what dental school you go to for general. Um, it really depends where you go as well for specialties.
Mm.
Because some programs they pay you, some programs, like you said, you have to pay for reading and things like that. So depending on where you go, it can be a very different situation and a different deal for you.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the main worry from my point of view is like, okay, I really don't feel like exams and essays again because that was such a ball ache the first time round. So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on it. So uh so you don't quite know yet, do you? You're still thinking about it.
No, you'll be the first to know when I'm kind of superstitious. I don't wanna, and I also don't want to say something and then not go for it.
Right.
Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, I guess. I mean, it's like it's one of those things. Once you said it, and it's there for everyone to see, then you kind of have to go for it, then, don't you?
You have to at that point.
Mm.
Otherwise, you failed in their eyes. Of course, there's no way you changed your mind or something. It's just like, oh, she wasn't able to. We're back.
We get cut off again.
Yeah.
Ah, very annoying. We don't normally have problems with the internet, but I think it's definitely on my side because it said it was chat disconnected over here. So apologies for that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, the other thing we wanted to talk to you about was you've got a very good student life balance or work life balance. How have you kind of set it up? Obviously, it's going to be different this year to what it was previously. So how has that
Yeah.
been this year, and how has it changed from what you're doing previously?
I think it's been a little bit easier this year, not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
think that having flexibility of making my own appointments with patients um, allows me to work my own schedule. Whereas before, like first and second year, you were given the schedule for your classes, a lot of didactic courses that you had to go to, and a lot more outside time to invest in studying as well. So a lot of that, like especially the studying, has kind of been dialed down a bit. So with that, it's allowed me to have a little bit more free time and flexibility
Mm.
to do the things that like I liked enjoy doing, like working out, um, and having more time to spend with like friends and family. So it's definitely been easier this year, in my opinion. We'll see next semester because there are a lot of lots of procedures that I need to get down, lot more lab work that's going to be involved, because we're really going to be um, up and running like full speed, and I know that it's going to take a little bit more investment with that as well. But so far, third year's been great, and I really enjoy having that extra time because of clinic.
Yeah, I guess once you do you have to do all your lab work, like you have to make your crowns and stuff, don't you? Is that correct?
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
to do every. You guys didn't have to do that.
we didn't have to do it. We had to learn to take the impression, and had to learn how to write a good script for the lab. We never had
Okay,
to.
but we don't make the crown, but we do make the like casts. We mount the
Yeah,
casts
we didn't even do that.
and do the wax up.
No, yeah, so we didn't
You
do
don't.
it. We didn't do unless it was a really big case, and it might have been something where we're doing reorganization, and we're gonna do like oh, okay, we're going to do an RPD and we're going to do a crown here and there. And it was one that we might use
Yeah.
as a presentation for finals. So it would be one case
Yeah.
where you might do something like that. You might not even do that because you might pick a case which didn't need loads and loads of work if you were thinking, okay, that's less work for me. So a lot of people
Right.
could go through the out dental school without really having to mount and articulate your own casts, do your wax ups, do your you know, work out where the crown's going to go, where you're going to put rest seats, and all these kinds of things. Some people did, some people didn't. So a lot easier.
Wow. I done dentistry overseas.
Yeah. So that's a
That,
big difference, and I've seen dental students from uh the States, from Europe, having to do all these things. I'm just thinking, well, I don't know how to do that, but good luck to you guys.
I mean, you don't really need to though.
That's the thing, yeah. So that's kind of, I think that's the view that our dental schools in the UK take. Like they just want to get us to the minimum possible level where we're not gonna wreck teeth, and then send you out into the world. Go learn from there.
I'm so right now.
Yeah,
I'm so envious. That's definitely for me, that's my least favorite part. I love being in clinic. I love seeing my patients, but the lab work is just, and maybe it's the fact that I know I won't be doing that, a lot of that. But I don't know. It's not my favorite part of the clinical experience is that lab work.
yeah. Well, I think you'll get through it. I mean, pretty much everyone who gets into dental school gets through it, so I'm sure you'll be fine. Um, but yeah, you're talking about the gym and staying in shape while in dental school.
Yes.
How difficult has it been? Because surely there's like this little voice in the back of your head which goes, you know what, I'm just gonna eat crap all the time because I've got so much work. I'm just gonna eat the first thing I see. I'm not gonna go and do prep. I'm not gonna do like loads and loads of,
Yeah.
you know, carb counting, calorie counting, how much protein did I eat, all these kinds of things. How are you
Yes.
managing to keep on top of it? Because I know when I went hard on it, the university work dropped off, and when I realized, then university went back up and the gym dropped off. So how are you managing?
So for me, the like one of the reasons I do work out and exercise is so that I can eat. Like not necessarily junk, but so that I can like enjoy food. And it like gives me peace of mind, that I can like enjoy the food that I love. So um I think that it's kind of like that's part of the balance
Hmm.
is that I am not willing to sacrifice my food, and some people are. Some people like that's the way they stay fit is just like cutting the calories so that they don't have to sacrifice that amount of time in the gym, because they know that they maybe are going to be studying. So they're like, "Oh, I'll eat less." But for me, I that is one of like the things that gives me pleasure is like a good meal. So I do kind of like just balance the two with each other. But then, like I said, that means that I have to make time to go to the gym and work out.
Yeah, I have a real issue with eating too much right now, especially right now.
Show.
I eat a lot, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this whole walking thing, walking every day for like how much have we been doing? Average of 4 miles, and that's been enough to just about start to pull me back in, rein me back in, and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you're just doing gym on its own, I think you're missing something because I think your
Yeah.
metabolism isn't quite as good. And I haven't, I hate doing cardio unless it's like, or,
Same.
organized sport, football or rugby or something like that, which obviously we can't really do properly or safely, I don't think,
Social
anyway.
distancing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't like five-a-side. I don't know if the guys in the US play five-a-side.
I don't know what that
No.
is.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
What do you do? No, no, no. What do you do for that?
It's basically like half what you call soccer. It's soccer, but there's only
Okay.
five on a side instead of 11s, and it's a much smaller pitch. So a
Okay.
lot of guys in the UK play that, but I don't like it because it's very confined, and I prefer having more
Oh,
space. to play in, and like I enjoy it more on a bigger pitch basically. So it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that kind of makes that. Are you someone who's like following a program in the gym, like a weightlifting program, or
I'm
tell me about it? Because
I
I don't understand girls and what they do in the gym.
I feel like I need to turn on my light too. No, can you see me well?
Yeah, we can see your teeth. Yeah, go for it. Turn the lights.
Hold on. You can see my teeth.
I'm exaggerating.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
that's better.
better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize it just slowly got darker there. Actually, I didn't realize because you must have gone past like sunset or something.
It became night.
Yeah, it's now Friday
Yes,
Night
I'm
Live in the
sensitive.
US. It was Friday afternoon live. No, it's Friday Night Live for you as well.
Right, because it gets dark really early.
Mm. Yeah, sunset over here is like 3:50.
Wait, let me see if this is sunset is 3:50. Okay, we're not that
Yeah,
bad.
we're very north though, so makes sense.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so you were asking me how girls work out?
Yeah, because obviously I know girls work out, but I never really work out what their program is and why it's different to what the guys will do. Obviously, I'm a bit of a bro in the gym. I'm just doing weights and nothing else.
Yeah, I am too.
So you're actually a bro.
I'm a gym rat. I'm a bro. I
Okay, so how does the
I
program differ from what a guy might do to what you would do, or does it not? Do you think?
so okay. Well, I can't you can't generalize, just like all girls work out in this way because there are like some females that do more like calisthenics
Yeah.
or some that are strictly cardio. Um a lot will just like do cardio and like ab workouts, keep the tummy like tight. But I mean, I know a lot of women that do lift, and me and actually one of my best friends, whose birthday it is today, she and I like not this year. It's been more difficult this year, but last year we would go straight after school. We'd go to the gym and we'd lift together. Um, so and we would do. I feel like this guys do it too. Like you dedicate a day to a body part or like one or two, like triceps and chest
Oh, it's like a proper
or
bro.
like
You're actually
biceps.
doing the bro split. Is it chest and tries, back and buys, and then legs? Is that what you're doing? Wow.
Yes.
Even I'm not
The
doing
only
that.
difference you're not what are you doing? You just
I'm doing
winging it?
well before this month because this month I've taken a little break because this walking thing is kicking my ass. Um,
Yeah.
that's really bad to admit, but yeah, it's proper killing me off. But I was doing push pull leg six, so 6 sessions a week. A push session, pull session, and then legs and deadlifts. So
Okay. Yeah, some people split it into push and pull. A lot of people do.
yes, I mean the one you're doing
Yes.
is like the proper international bros split, where it's like
Yeah, and then you like a million grams of protein afterwards, before and after.
yeah, and during.
I'm so fascinated that you just like you didn't know that women also do that.
I'm a little tongue in cheek, but like I always thought the girls did slightly different programs to what we
Mhm.
do. Probably because I'm not paying attention, like to what people are actually doing every different
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Especially because it's been years since I actually went to a gym. Like we just work out at home, or the last gym I went to was always empty, always empty. So there was like no one there, which is great, but not very social.
That's really nice.
I like
Yeah,
the
no
social
competing
though.
for
Do you enjoy the social in the gym, or do you not enjoy that?
I love it. I feed off the people's energy.
Mm.
Like I like if somebody's getting a pump next to me, it like motivates me.
'Cause
So I do.
I loved having that thing, especially in dental school, where the gym was next door to the dental school building. So
Oh yeah.
we were always in there, and there was always like people from different years. So you got like a bit of a social there, and
Yeah.
it's like it's the dentist who also lift. So it's like you've got double like connection with them. So you're like, I'm still close with
Yeah,
those guys. Um,
yeah. And we also had like at our school, we also have the med students.
okay.
So, and then you also have like it's at Augusta University, which is an undergraduate college. So you had undergrad students, med students, nursing students, dental students. So it was just such a like fun little mix of people.
Do you,
Um,
with the med students, is there like a rivalry there between the dentists and the med students?
I think it's like no, I don't know if it's a necessarily like spoken rivalry, like we hate each other. Um, and I know like a lot of people are like friends with each other and things like that. But there is a at our school at least, there's like a stark contrast in
Mm.
our schedules and our work lives. And the dental students are always at school, and the medical students are never at school.
They're
So, and yet,
slackers.
and yet, and yet, I have been told by people multiple times I'll be in the building. Our building is the same
Yeah.
building, and they'll be like, especially this year during COVID, because the dental college was open, but the med school was closed
Mm.
in the same state, in the same school. So I was told by like administrators, oh, the med school is closed, ma'am. You can't be here. And I said, I'm a dental student and we're open. And they said, oh, but you can't be here. This is the medical building, but we all share the same building.
It's
So
like,
there's definitely like, I don't know. And that's just kind of, it is kind of frustrating because you feel like you are the person who is is always, forced to be there. You could, because dental students, at least at my school, we have mandatory attendance.
yeah.
Um, but the medical college doesn't have mandatory attendance. So I don't feel like it's like the students themselves, we are creating tension.
It's like
I
between the
feel like
faculties.
it's yeah, it's simply the fact that um our education is quite different and we're both becoming doctors.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see. Um, my little sister, she wants to be a doctor, and I kid her all the time. I'm like, "Oh, easy. You don't have to go to school." And she gets super frustrated. She's like, "It's not easy. It's not."
Well,
And I always like just jokingly say it's harder to become a dentist.
to be fair, my
But
brother's in final year med school. I don't think he does any work. Like I'm not convinced he does any work. So I'm gonna second that there. Um, yeah, I think we have. They don't like us calling ourselves doctor here, the medics.
oh,
Yeah, they don't like that.
oh, I talked to them.
Yeah, they don't
They
like it at all.
So, but is it not a DMD for you?
We have a Bachelor of Dental Surgery, so BDS. A little bit different. You guys are like Doctor of Dental Medicine, is that right? DMD?
Yeah,
Or you have
yeah, or
DDS?
at stock dental surgery, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
So I don't know. Are we definitely back then?
yes,
Okay.
I see you.
Yeah, so they don't like us calling ourselves doctors for some reason in the UK.
What's up? But you are a doctor. You're Dr. Jabir, so it's like,
We call it ourselves anyway, which is what I was saying before. So, but technically, like we have to
yeah,
specify dentist, like in the title.
that's so interesting. Does that make you feel a certain way?
Um, it amuses me because they get
Like,
wound up.
wow.
Like the
Well, then it is amusing because that's to say that they obviously want to say that they're above you, no? Like,
Yeah, so we have like again, it's not a real rivalry, but they're always like, we do important things like save lives, just like you're just teeth. But then we're just like,
mm,
well, 9 to 5 job, and we go home and don't have to think about anything. You guys have to go on call and stuff like that. So there's like a bit of banter there. I'm sure I will at some point. I'll have one of the doctors on, and just we'll do like a little a grudge match thing. I think that'd be amusing. Like,
That's so it's really interesting to me because I've this year especially um had 4 or 5 patients that could not survive because they this year the dentist office was closed
mm,
and they did not have teeth to function,
yeah,
you know? So,
we know,
uh,
we know. They don't know.
but I literally felt for people, and I have some of the patients that I'm still, working to help, and they're losing weight because they can't chew. They're in pain every time they chew, and so I know we know that, but it's just interesting, you know.
Yeah,
I guess, and I think it's just because they didn't include it in the name of your degree. Honestly, they need to change the name of your degree. I'm protesting for you.
yeah. To be honest, I'm not really bothered because I think it's an amusing thing to just like have. You know, like
Yeah,
there's something which is like not serious, but it's fun to have a little fake argument sort of thing with people. Because I've got good friends who are doctors, and you know they
yeah.
kind of know, but they'll still say it because it's funny to try and wind each other up. So yeah, that's the kind of friends I have.
I love
They've
it.
been trolling in the comments as well, which I haven't read out.
Are they doing it right now? They're trolling us right now?
Yeah. Um.
Oh,
There we go. So yeah, no, that's kind of dentist versus doctor in the UK is a bit of that going on, but it's not serious. You know, no one's gonna come to blows really over it, or maybe like a charity boxing match. Maybe we should do that.
oh, I'd box them.
You're gonna come here and you're
I'll
gonna go 1v1 with some of these docs.
Yeah, I'll take a few. I'll take a
If there's any
few.
takers, let's set that up.
If anyone wants to fight.
That there is the Persian coming out.
I know. I was gonna say too, I don't even know if I should be representing the United States dental community in the boxing match.
Yeah.
Perhaps send someone a little bit more built to.
Well, you claim to go to the gym and stuff, so surely you'll have a little bit of there'll be a little bite in there, a little snap.
I got something, but it's not. I don't know what they're dealing with in the UK.
Yeah, no, I reckon you'd win a couple of bouts. We'd have to get some good matchups for you and then go from there.
Perfect. Comment below. Whoever.
If you want to fight, this is where to come for. I don't know what this is turning into, but let's roll with it.
Doctors of UK, if you don't believe that I'm a doctor, comment below.
Comment below. 1v1. Winner takes the
Yes.
doctor title. If you winner has to rip up the degree. How about
Yes, winner or will just forfeit
that?
their
Their
medical
career is
elder.
gone.
They're just, they have to continue their boxing career.
Moving on, because I don't know if we can continue this thread without just getting really weird. um, is there anything that people kind of misunderstand about you? And we spoke a little bit about dentistry and Instagram and stuff like that off air as
Yeah,
well. Um,
yeah.
I know there's definitely like a different perception to who I am from people that definitely don't watch the podcast and just see my Instagram versus
Mm,
people who know me as well. Like there's a whole different
yeah,
spectrum of how people think of me as a person. Some is good.
yeah,
Some is like some people are like, oh my god, he's amazing, which is not all true. And then some people are the
yeah,
other way. They're like, oh, he's such a tool, like just posting pictures of himself.
yeah, yeah. I think that the pictures I can kind of relate with like the pictures of yourself kind of thing. Um, I like gotten messages before that's like, why do you only post pictures of yourself? Like so selfish, such a narcissist. And I think that like those definitely I mean maybe I am or anything, but for me, I think that they don't understand the reasoning behind it sometimes. And it's not necessarily to like be vain or anything like that.
What is
It's
your purpose behind your account then?
My purpose behind my account, it's like a combination of multiple things. My main goal, my first and foremost, like the biggest goal for me has always been to inspire young women,
Yeah.
whether it be in like confidence building in general, or health and fitness, or just to inspire a little girl to become a dentist, to inspire women in my like minorities, to that they can do it, that they are smart, that they are strong, that they are beautiful, and that they can become successful, and they don't have to um, get married to be successful, or they don't have to marry a successful man to be successful. I think that a lot of that is my main motivation. It's just to say, hey, you can do and be all of
Do
these
that,
things
yeah.
on your,
Although I'm
you
gonna
know.
contest that Persians are a minority in dentistry from what I've seen, certainly in the US.
No, there's a lot of Persians that are in
Yeah,
dentistry, but I think that there's also a stigma for Middle Eastern women, especially, that you that your route to success is not necessarily, through business and your career. And there's still a stigma, even in 2022, that we do need to be housewives and caregivers rather than, strong, independent
yeah.
businesswomen.
I think you've got to do. I mean, if you want to be a housewife, then go for it. Like there might
Yeah,
be people that want to do that, and there might be people that don't want to do that, and
yeah,
maybe there's guys who want to marry a housewife, and there's other people who just think that's the worst thing in the world. Um,
yeah,
someone sat around waiting for you to come home and then kind of just nag you all day.
yeah.
You can see which
I
camp
mean,
I'm
no,
in.
but neither is a
Yeah,
bad thing, and both are possibilities and
do what you want
opportunities.
is what you're saying.
Yeah, 100% do what you want. Um, but just know that the opportunities are available. Like my mom, she was not, when she was my age, she didn't have those opportunities.
Yeah,
Uh, so to be able to be able to like be a career woman and have an education is new for my family, for like the females. And so like that's what I'm trying to show, mainly with my account. And then now I have my sister going off to college, and kind of like she's going to be even more successful than me, but just kind of just like following and showing that as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
that we can do that.
I mean, I'm when it comes back to the reason behind why we're doing the accounts. I mean, I want a blue tick, so I'm very vain.
You're just
I've asked you for a really in depth question and answer about how you're not vain and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I want a blue tick.
oh my, well, you're honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the only thing. I mean, there's ideas about if in the future I run my own practice or something, or how I want to
Yeah,
work, then
yeah,
all this stuff I'm doing is going to feed into that. If I want to be an endo
yeah,
guy, oh well, if you're just doing endo, you're obviously not seeing routine patients. So where are you getting the endos from?
yeah,
Maybe you need a
yeah,
page where there's a bunch of dentists who follow it who can send you some endos. I don't know where you would find that, but
yeah. No, and that's it's definitely going to help career wise as
yeah.
well, I hope. I don't know if you've ever thought about this, because some people have a separate dental and separate personal account. And so I don't know if that is the move as well. What do you think about if
Uh,
that's beneficial, necessary?
I mean, if you're gonna be someone who is getting patients directly from Instagram, then you definitely have to have a certain aesthetic. I don't think that you have to have a personal Instagram and a dental Instagram account, because first of all, that's so much work, and your personal one's just going to get left in the dust. From what I feel like, but
Yeah,
I reckon there's like 100 different ways to skin that cat. Um, you just got to be super consistent, like
yeah,
post regularly, have like an actual plan of what you're gonna do, and know how to measure if it's working or not.
yeah,
I think that's important.
yeah. What the reason I ask is, you know, I'm a little concerned too. It's in the back of my mind when I do start practicing that, and I don't know if as a male you ever think about this, but that a lot of like personal pictures
Mm,
may not be taken so well by a future patient population. So it's always in the back of my mind. I know, and I know plenty of people that do have like, their account with all teeth and blood and gore, and then their account with just like family pictures and
Yeah,
bikini themselves.
I think like as much as people want to, be like, oh, we're super XYZ liberal or whatever, which you can be if you want. And I'm probably like in the middle somewhere. I think
Yeah,
a lot of patients do judge, especially if they do
yeah,
see you online. So I don't know. I I think you just got to work out where your own line is on like what the
yeah,
line for you is, or whoever it is. Um, but people are gonna judge. I think they judge even if you're
yeah.
a guy posting normal pictures. Like I'm sure there's people who are like, oh, he's posted another bloody picture of himself, and I know there's people that don't follow me who check every story I post because you can
Oh
see the
yeah.
names.
Oh my gosh. Or they're just looking at every story and not liking the
No, no,
post.
like people that I knew from before who have like
Yeah.
unfollowed. Like, are they not aware there's a list of who's like watched your story and stuff?
Yes.
And yeah, that's I've seen a good number of people who have unfollowed or whatever, which I don't care. It's there for a reason. Unfollow if you're not gonna like my pictures. Unfollow me. Whatever. Um, I honestly don't care, but it's just amusing that you can see those names, and it's like, well, if you didn't follow, why are you now keeping tabs?
That's I mean, well, they don't can I be honest?
Yeah,
They don't like you, but they want to know what
I've got the
they want to
haters.
Yes. Yes. Well, you know what they say, like you haven't made it till you've got haters. That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah, and I don't even think I've been like ultra provocative. I don't know if I
No,
have.
no, you're the one making fun of me like, "Where's your jacket, man?"
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's yeah. So that's really interesting because I think there's definitely that kind of trend in the UK of
Yeah.
people like we're very backwards when it comes to social media and dentistry in the UK. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like, there's not many guys from the UK who are really big on social media, and then the ones that are big are really big.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it, and it's maybe changing a little bit with the younger generations, but like the older guys really don't like it, and they're very against it. To a
Yeah.
point where it's almost nasty sometimes. So I don't know if you have that in the States.
I don't know if it's like necessarily that they're nasty, but I definitely think that there's like a lot of um I think you're taken less seriously. I feel like I'm taken less seriously, as a clinician
Hmm.
because of like my my interest in social media and my networking through social media. But I think that what they're missing is that this is the best form of networking that we have right now. If I could do a TikTok dance, I probably would,
Uh,
because
don't get me started on TikTok.
but because no, because you're truly reaching out to a numerous amount of people for free. It's free advertising,
Yeah.
and I think that they're missing out. I think that those that are making fun of us, and taking us less seriously are unaware that they're missing out on a great opportunity for themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
So
there's guys out there that I mean, Cam is the obvious one. Um,
yeah.
that I'm like close friends with, have not yet met him in real life, and that's really
Yeah.
weird. I don't know if that's really really weird that I have like a really close friend, and I think he would say the same. Like, it's weird that we've not met now after however long it's been. Obviously, COVID has kind of screwed things up there, but that's kind of what people miss. Like, he's interested in all the things I'm interested in. There'll be plenty more people like that as well. That's just not in this immediate area of where you live in your dental school. That maybe you're gonna get on better with these other guys, and you didn't have social media. How are you gonna do it?
It's so true. It's so true that it's a beautiful thing, and it's the thing of our time is that we are able to like communicate with people so far away and now like a strong such a strong bond with, like you said, with people we've never met before in real life.
Yeah,
And you can learn from each other,
yeah,
you
totally.
learn from each other, you give each other advice. So I love it.
Peter saying he's loving the chemistry on the interview. Thank you, Peter. I think that's Peter Marnie from Riverside and Cali, another Cali guy here. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
He's a really cool guy.
Peter.
Say again?
My cat's name is Peter.
It's not your cat that's he's not got his own YouTube profile and typing out now.
He has Instagram at follow at Persian Peter. Little plug.
All right, we'll check that out. You made an Instagram for your cat.
My sister did, but it was my idea.
Okay, so you're at fault.
I'm what?
You're at fault for this. So what was the idea? Like how's it? What does he say things like? What's his personality on Instagram?
He's so sassy.
Right.
He's so sassy. I've posted on my story before, and let's see. Okay.
I've seen the cat on the story before. I didn't realize he had his own Instagram.
Oh, I tag him all the time.
I must have just thought it's some. Yeah, I didn't realize it was
It's
an actual cat.
at Persian Peter.
I thought it was
We
just a
do need
Persian guy
to
called Peter, and like whatever. I didn't realize it was a cat.
It's because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. So Peter Parker, we
Uh,
love an underdog. Yeah, he's look at this amazing creature.
uh, towards the middle. Yeah.
Okay, get a better one.
Oh yeah, we see him now. We see him.
This is at Persian Peter, like a king, such a boss.
Yeah, I'll check that out. You have to. I'll check the link afterwards.
We have a very interesting relationship, the cat and I. He's very rude to me, so
Are you
I think
writing the comment to yourself, or is that your sister?
she makes the captions, I make the comments.
Okay, so you're replying to yourself, but as the cat.
No, I'm replying to the cat. The cat is very rude to me.
All right, I gotta check that out. But yeah. So obviously, some people will. What was the question I was asking? Do people misunderstand you? Yeah.
Oh,
We'll go
yeah.
back on topic. I will definitely check out
Quite
the cat. I'm gonna follow the cat for sure.
oh, such a nice person. Yeah, quite often. I think they say like a picture's worth 1,000 words, but I think that it can be pictures can be very misleading.
Hmm.
Um,
You saying you edit all your
and
photos then?
what?
You saying you edit all your photos?
Get what are you saying about my
I edit all mine.
you edit all yours? I mean,
Every
we
single one.
all edit our photos.
I change so much stuff in my photos. It's hilarious.
I'm pretty proud of the fact that I don't change too much of my photos,
Hmm.
but I think that you make them more aesthetic.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a way to make I don't know, it's not necessarily even more like attractive, I've learned. It's just like there's something aesthetic and appealing depending on like and you want like certain colors to all fit into place on your page. So it's definitely like a thought process that goes
Are you
into
like are
it.
you like a super color grader? Like I'm not saying Photoshop or anything like I'm a Photoshopper, like big time Photoshopper. But
Yeah.
you kind of just color grade and get everything looking like it's following on from the last post and stuff like that.
I definitely like have this I kind of keep like a same like pattern in
Mm.
mind so that it kind of although I need to delete some of them because they're not looking I like the page to be visually appealing overall and sometimes certain ones will just not hit the mark like certain pictures and things like that. Um but I think that like I probably do it less so than others. I maybe need to like take it more advantage of like filters and things like that
Yeah.
because I'll go on a lot of the popular pages and they have all one filter. with every picture, you know? Like you'll have the same filter applied to everything. And it is very visually appealing.
That's
Um
exhausting though, because you're stuck doing one type of photo forever.
yeah, and I don't necessarily like that. I kind of like the variety.
Mm.
If I'm gonna put so much effort into changing my outfit every day for everyone, then I want it to show. I want it to like that look to like be appreciated for everything, for all the colors it encompasses and all the details that it has.
So this is where I've been doing trios recently. So obviously I'm doing the three feature posts on Dense and
Yeah,
Insta,
love that.
but I've actually
Yeah.
gone to the other side on my profile where I'll have three photos which are similar, edited in the same way, and I'll post those three. So
Yeah.
then when you're looking across, it's like, okay, that makes sense. But that means you can change it every three photos.
I like it a lot. Where did you come up with that idea to do that series?
There was a there's a girl that I'm following that does that, and I was like, okay, that actually really works because she can change how she's doing it every single time.
Yeah. She does that of herself?
Yeah,
Or it also
or even like group photos, but it'll be the same day, and it'll be the same outfit or whatever, but three photos, like three different poses or three situations
oh,
or whatever.
that's so smart.
But yeah, it looks nice as well because again, it looks planned. It's all about like, okay, that was planned.
Yes,
So
exactly. If it looks intentional, then
mm,
it works.
yeah, so that's actually really really good, and I think that's a good way to do it. Um,
But back on if I am misunderstood. I think I think mostly it's the taken seriously thing
yeah,
that like perhaps not many people think I am necessarily like intelligent or hardworking or like have the same clinical abilities, but I mean, you don't know yet, right? Because all you're seeing is a picture of me in a plaid skirt.
yeah.
So, you know, um, so I think that's the only like maybe drawback sometimes, and that's why I was asking you too about like having a separate dental page or
Why don't you do one where no one knows it's you for a while?
do you think I should do one where no one knows it's me?
Just like this is some stuff. Like yeah, no, don't tell anyone. Then
Yeah.
that's what Bloody Tooth Guy did though, didn't he? It was
I
years,
know.
years that no one knew who he was.
Yeah, I love that. I should do that. Just
If you're
like a
gonna do it,
dental. Yeah. I give you credit for that idea. I'm most definitely going to do that now.
there was a couple of my friends or people that I knew back in uni, and in second year we moved out of like halls of residence into
Yeah.
privately rented houses, and they couldn't
Mhm.
decide who gets which room. So they all
Yeah.
made up a fake account on Twitter, and then they had like a cutoff date, and whoever had the most followers by a certain date would get first pick, second pick, third pick of the rooms. That's kind of where I'm getting the idea from.
That's hilarious.
So it
I
could have been
feel like
absolutely anything. It just could be the most outrageous thing, but the idea was to get as many people following as
yeah.
possible.
I like that a lot because I really like the idea of not taking it so seriously
Mm.
and just kind of making it a game and having fun with it.
Yeah, so I think that could be. I think you should try that. Again, you can't tell anyone though, so
No,
like
no.
zero, like no one knows.
I'll even you guys everyone will think it's a guy. I guarantee you. I'll make it so.
Write it like a guy. Wear guys' shoes, so like then when you point down, it's like it's a dude.
Yes.
Like fake mustache on it goes.
Yeah, easy. I make a good Johnny Depp.
You reckon? Have you gone to a fancy dress as a Johnny Depp before?
No. Should I? I feel
You're
like
claiming you look make a good Johnny Depp.
I just feel or like Jesus. I feel like I always have that like vibe.
Wisdom.
I shouldn't say that live.
Okay, yeah. So
No, that's a great
you're
idea.
gonna
I'm
do
gonna
that, and no one's gonna know. It doesn't matter that you've told us you're gonna do that because no one's gonna know which your account is.
no, no, no.
So
Yeah.
that'd be good.
And the reveal will be amazing.
Yeah, if you ever do one.
True. The fun of it might but just be to be, like, conspicuous like that, to be under the radar and
Mm.
kind of hidden.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, not many people knew that I was doing Dentist of Insta. So
Do you not have it? I feel like you have it, no? Admin on the
yeah, I
page?
do now, but for a good year, I didn't really publicize it.
Wow. And what can I ask, it was like, was that intentional? Did you not want to be associated with it? Because it would have been great extra publicity since you wanna check on your own account.
Yeah, yeah, I want the blue check. Um, I don't know. I think when you're not a big account doing something like Dentist of Insta, it seemed like it was too early to put my name front and center in case it tanked. Uh,
Oh, you just didn't want, like, any
yeah, I couldn't be associated with something that failed. You know.
Oh,
But
that's
no, people did know because I would speak to people and become friends with so and so certain people and be like, oh yeah, this is my main account or whatever. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. I think at this point it's like okay, it's a big account. You should put who you are to have it checked
Well,
out.
now you yeah, you're proud of it now because it's so successful.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
It is. Did you think that it would grow that much when you initially started it?
Um, I thought that it could definitely do it because there's ones for doctors doing the
Yeah,
same sort of thing.
yeah,
Um, but they have like I don't know if you go on these other ones, they will only post. Basically, if you like DM me, I will post your photo as long as it's not complete trash.
yeah,
So I will post anyone, and that's kind of like how I'm going to be different. So I didn't know whether that was going to work or not because I didn't know whether those accounts blew up because they only post like really really high quality photographs, whereas mine was more
yeah,
like give everyone a chance. So I wasn't
yeah.
sure.
Cool, which is beautiful. And plus, there are so many nowadays that are paid promotional.
Ooh, name names?
Ah! I don't know because I don't do it. I don't pay
Yeah.
them.
No, I know there are some of the bigger, some of like iDentistry definitely is paid, and like the Dentistry My Worlds and all those, they're paid, aren't they as well?
I just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because it's like, do you have a cost in what you're doing
I spend a lot of time doing it, sure.
for Dennis of Insta?
Yeah, so I don't make money directly off anyone's feature post, but if someone wants to do like a case presentation, like have their before and after, which no one goes for some reason, but there's like a
Yeah,
small charge for that because I'm thinking, well, if you're wanting to promo your work, you're not promoting
true.
yourself, the person. Does that make
True.
sense?
But I had what my question was because I've had some people message saying that the reason they charge is because of the costs involved for the page,
No. What?
which I'm
They
just
bought a phone.
which is why yeah.
They,
What cost?
it's your time, if anything. So,
Yeah,
I mean, like it. If people really want to like pay me back or something, they could do things like subscribe or watch the podcasts and stuff. Because
yeah,
eventually YouTube will pay me for that. But it's like you're not really paying. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I
That's
think
what I
these are
love.
fun.
Been
I think
so
these are fun
inclusive.
anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there are some guys who do the Patreon page, the Patreon thing. So
Yeah,
there are a few guys who are like super fans who are like, "Yo, love it, bro," whatever. And then we have like a little chat room and stuff. So we have that going. But I'm not really too fussed about it. I think it's just fun doing it like I am, especially now that I'm not in work until I find a job that I like. So it keeps me busy.
that's so right. So this year, have you been just really focused on social media and everything?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's yeah, it's been fun though because I don't think I really spoke to you before this year, did I? I
No.
don't think I did because I wouldn't have had the time working full time.
Wow.
So I think I've made like a good number of strong connections with
Yeah.
people like yourself, people like Brett Gilbert, and loads and loads of people that like when I do go back to work, I can definitely kind of like draw upon their experience of certain things. Like Jason is really, really good with building up practices. And he
Yeah.
goes, if you need some advice, then just give me a ring. Or, there's lots of people that I can help with exposure or whatever. They can give me something in return. So
Yeah.
I think there's things to be gained without people giving you money.
That's beautiful. I agree. I agree. But I just like I was curious because there's just so many there. I feel like they'll be in the what is it called? The message requests. I
Do
don't know
you?
if you see the meme. There's like a meme that it's like the message request is the most dangerous place.
I've been having fun in my message requests this last week or two.
Have you been trolling people?
Have you not seen them?
Your message requests?
Oh, I've had so much fun. I've been
What?
doing TikToks with them.
Are you serious? You're being so maybe I should have fun with these people.
I don't know, is that dangerous as a girl to do that?
It can be.
Yes, I don't know if you should or not,
It
but I've been doing the song challenges with the message requests. Some of them are nice requests, going, oh, I really love XYZ. Can I get a feature? That's fine.
yeah.
Then there's some people who haven't realized that I'm not the guy or girl that I've posted about. And that's
Oh,
that's where it gets fun.
do they think you're a female sometimes?
That's where it gets really fun.
That makes me happy because now you know what it feels like.
I
Now you
have you not seen these the reels I was doing last week?
No, I'm sorry. Where have I been? I'm going to Are they on your page?
So they're on there, and then it's like I've done a few different songs. So I'm doing the song lyric and just waiting for the replies and screenshotting, and then doing the next reply. And
So excited.
they're so much fun. It's honestly the best thing I've done in a while. Um,
So that's
just
why I'm saying maybe I need to have fun with it. I feel someone I actually was talking to someone too the other day. They were like their friends will take their phone and just start trolling people who are in their message requests. Um but I've never had like I don't have the balls to do
how
that.
many how many are in there? Like, what's your inbox looking like?
I don't delete them. So I don't know. It's never ending. I don't and it's an interesting mix too. So one thing I find fascinating is a lot of people on here are from Turkey and they think I'm Turkish. So everyone thinks I'm Turkish, which is
Mm,
interesting. I don't know why. So
yeah,
I'll
I
get
can
a
kind of see that a little bit.
I get a lot of things that are even like in a different language that I don't know what they're saying at all. And then you get your like various assortment of companies like I don't know if you get
Oh,
those too.
can
DM
can you
us
can you buy
for
can you buy some instruments from me? Oh my god, so many.
oh yeah, exactly. The dental instruments people. I get a lot of like where our jewelry kind of DM
Oh,
and
yeah.
things like that.
Those are all scams. Well, a lot of them are scams.
Yes. I've been recently, and I don't know if sometimes I'm like, is like the type of post you put out there, does it kind of like attract the certain thing? Recently I've gotten a lot of like uh do you accept $10 be my sugar baby thing, and I don't know what that's about. I don't know and I think it's
Have
like
you
first
done women in dentistry or women in medicine as a
yeah.
hashtag? Yeah, but that'd be why.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I've gotten those.
You have the sugar baby?
They're just like I think they're like bot accounts or something.
Yes, so many bots.
Yeah,
But
so
why
there's that.
why are so I don't understand these bots. So why are the robots asking to for sugar babies? What does that do for the bots? Let's say you do troll them and you say, "Yes, I want $10." What is the bot going to say?
I think what they have is like they've got a bot doing message requests to loads and loads of girls or people they think are girls, in my
Okay.
case.
Okay.
And then if someone replies, then the
Yeah.
actual person tries to seal the deal, as it were. In I don't know
Uh,
what they're trying to get, but you know, I think that's how it works. That's
well, they
from what I've
want photos.
gleaned from trolling them.
I
So
think they want photos.
yeah, probably. And then they'll probably try and blackmail you or something if you do it.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No, I've become smarter about this because I've actually been catfished before, so I've been very on
Okay,
guard.
story time.
No, 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 no.
You can't bring something up like that and then not be like, this is what happened.
That was so I only 2 weeks of my life, only 2 weeks, never again. I did online dating, 2 weeks, and then never again because I was catfished big time, and it was like the most traumatic experience of my life. So, closed that account immediately. I don't even know if like the online dating accounts are the same in the UK that they are here, but it was bad. It was the
How did you
person like
find out?
how did I find out it wasn't the same person?
Yeah,
It was so obvious, and that's why I felt so stupid because the person had like a fake Instagram account, but
yeah.
the photos were so clearly like
Someone
not
else's.
real. Yeah, like it would be like half of, and then you know the fake accounts where there's like 2 followers or like 2 likes on something.
Yeah, it's
I
one of
at the
those.
after like looking back, it was like a big you're
How
an idiot.
how hard were you simping for this guy that you were done for 2 weeks basically?
No, no, it wasn't that I was talking to them for 2 weeks. It's that I was online dating but for only 2 weeks and then I never again. Like I had the account for only 2 weeks.
Well, see, yeah, it is weird. I mean, people keep on alerting me to accounts which are using my photos, and that's happened 6 times this year,
Yeah.
which is weird. And I don't know if they're doing that because I had it's 5 Instagram accounts which we've had blocked. Thank you to everyone who blocked it, reported those. And then one
Nice.
Indian dating website, someone was on there and was like, I recognize you from Instagram. And was like, he's in the UK, it's not him. So then someone else is like, yeah, someone's using your photos, which is really weird.
Wow. But does it like I that happened to me and then I put it on my story.
Yeah.
And I quite frankly was flattered. I was just like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah. After a
It's
while, it gets annoying, though, do you not think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see that. And you said they were like using you for dating as well. That can be annoying.
Yeah, that was different. I wonder how many there are. One of them was really weird. Was using all my photographs, including had like screen recorded one of my videos and was using it as a story, and then messaged me going, "You're my biggest inspiration." Blah blah blah. I was like, going on here? I just got him to block him basically.
Wow. Yeah, I think that what we're both doing as well, you're obviously putting yourself at risk for things like that too. For for truly some people that are invested in who you are and
Yeah, don't do
they
that, guys. I'm a moron, so you don't want to do that.
no. But there will be people inevitably there are people that are connected to you and perhaps there are people that like it's like people you don't even know
Mm,
from God knows where and
it's
they're
really
thinking about
strange.
you day and night.
Yeah, I'm a bit freaked out now.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so yeah, so you found out this guy was or girl? Was it a girl?
No, it's a guy.
Was it, well, no,
But
you don't know though. It could have been.
but it could have been a woman, and
Behind the
it
screen, yeah.
should have. You know what? It should have. It should.
Yeah.
2022. No, 2020.
Yeah, so that happened. How
Yeah,
did
so basically, I was talking with a person. Okay, I'll just tell the whole story. So I was talking with a person. I had um this is so embarrassing. I can't believe I'm saying this. Listen, I am a loving person. So I had clinic Friday, drove, and obviously I'm in Augusta, which isn't in Atlanta. So I drove all the way down to Atlanta for the first date with this person on a Friday. My clinic ended at 5 o'clock. I'm like makeup, dressed, get in my car, drive 2.5 hours to Buckhead to like see this person at a sushi restaurant. Um, and I get to the restaurant and I like waited, the person wasn't there. I waited 10 minutes, the person wasn't there. Text the person, they're not the person, the robot, the
yeah,
whatever. It could have been a woman, it could have been a
9-year-old
doll.
man.
Yeah. Um,
He's still on the way in his little stroller. You just need to, he's 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 gonna get there in about 20 minutes.
someone told me Bahar, like he was probably, he or she or whatever was probably in the restaurant watching you,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But yeah, they didn't answer the calls, they didn't answer anything, so I got stood up and I closed the dating account that night. I was like, done. This is
What if they
done.
walked in and like saw you, and was like, oh no, thanks, and then walked out? Could
That's
we?
quite possible. That I mean, it's quite, but like the thing is they weren't replying when I was texting,
Right.
like on my way there.
Because we definitely think it was definitely a bot or a fake account. Then
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
it
just
looks
expanding
like,
the opportunities of what it might have been.
yeah. Well, they
I'm
also
I'm
like,
trolling a little bit as well.
you're thinking though, this is just, I was just stood up.
Yeah, maybe you're just you're just thinking to yourself, well, it's easier on my heart, on my self confidence if I was catfished, not the person who walked up to you like,
No, that's not what I mean. I don't think it would have made a difference. I don't think that I. What difference does it make? I think that like looking back on the conversations with the person, and okay, women out there, always FaceTime before
hmm,
you make an in-person meeting. First of all, we never FaceTimed. And I think that's like very, very important to make sure it's a real person.
red flag there,
What's a red flag?
as in like they wouldn't FaceTime.
Yeah, no FaceTiming is a big red flag. You're right. And I wasn't like keying into the red flags like that. So, and then conversations were also very vague, so not really like personal about that specific, like details about the person. So, and again, Instagram with like 40 I think followers or whatever. And then I reported that Instagram and I reported that person on the
On the app.
dating app
Yeah.
and I said fake. But
So that's the story then. I'll not. I was kind of trolling. I was like, yeah, they came in. They gave you the once over and decided to walk off.
honestly, maybe
You're
that would
not getting as trolled as I would have liked here. You're supposed to come at me.
am I supposed to say ouch?
You're supposed to go. Oh, I don't know. Just come back at me with fire. Um, how did we get
Maybe
onto
that's
this kid?
the vanity in me. I'm like, nah.
How did we get onto this conversation? I have no idea.
Oh, I don't even know
I don't
how
know.
we ended up on online dating. But you and I always somehow end up in this route.
Right. Here's something that I'm definitely asking everyone. What's something about you that you think is true, or like something that you believe that everybody always disagrees with you about?
Sounds like a very controversial question. Is it something I believe in that people disagree with?
It could be the most like
Correct? No, I'm just kidding.
trivial thing, or it could be like super, I don't know, controversial thing that you think, and like everyone's like, oh, that's the girl that thinks this.
Hmm. Um, one thing that think that I think I talk about it. I think I've talked about it a couple of times. And like my own friends and family very much disagree with it. And this year, especially, some really personal things have come into light in my life. Um, has been like the issue of slut shaming women who, you know, take pictures of themselves and post it on social media. I this year especially had like a really traumatic time. One of my I can't even give too many details, but one of my
Yeah.
colleagues like particularly crossed the line, um, and was dealt with accordingly. Yeah. Um, in terms of like after I had posted a bikini photo this year, and it was like one of the first I had never done that before, nor did I ever think I was like comfortable enough to do that. But there was like a huge movement as well, I think during the summer of this year with like um female healthcare professionals posting bikini photos of themselves.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And a lot of people disagreed with my stance on that, but I also posted a bikini photo, and it was something that like I fought so much. And I don't think my classmates or any no one really knows like that I had to deal with a lot of backlash from people very close to me in regards to that. Um,
Do you think it's like an
but
American thing? Like,
is it an American thing?
no, no, like I feel like you Americans have always, and this is maybe generalizing because I don't really see it in the UK as much, but there's always something to be like. I'm not saying I'm for or against anything because, you know, I'm just like, people can do whatever they want and I'll do whatever I want.
Right.
Um, but like, there's always like something where it's got to be controversial. I feel like every time I'm on someone's story from the States, there's like a stance against or for something going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we do love drama, don't we?
And I'm just like, how have you got the mental energy to always have this I'm for and against this going on? Like,
Yeah. Well, it's definitely also been very much emphasized, I think, this year, you
yeah,
know?
no,
I mean, the tension has built up throughout the years, but I think that there's definitely been, like, in the US recently, so many, like, sides to things, and everyone's,
mm,
like, on this side or that side, you know? Whereas, like, it's been harder and more challenging to, like, bring people together and be unified, even on, like, some simple matter like this, like should a doctor be allowed to post a bikini
yeah. I
photo?
mean, do what you want. I think that's the thing is
That's
like,
the biggest thing, but that's not what some people don't agree with do what you want.
it's do what you want, and then my thing is like, but don't tell anyone else they're right or wrong. I think that's where people get pissed off. It's
Yeah, how
like,
about mind your own?
yeah, but it's like if you don't like it, like it's not do what you want because some people might be okay with that, but it's like you also have to agree with what I'm doing. I don't know if you have
Yeah,
that. I think that's where everything's going to like go to pot a little bit. It's like, with like MAGA, like I don't know, all the stuff that's happened with Trump. And there's some things that he was like really, really bad for, and some things
yeah,
which he was maybe a little bit better for than previous presidents. And that's as an
yeah,
outsider. Obviously,
yeah.
he was a psychopath with, ice. Is it ice you call it?
I
Ice, and just saying racist stuff and
uh,
whatever.
women.
Yeah, so
That's
many things. Yeah, it's one of those. But then there were certain things he's maybe right about more than other presidents as well. So I don't know. It's been a really weird presidency, hasn't it?
it hasn't, and I think that like something that we've lost is the ability to see the other person's point of view and the other person's side and see that with less judgmental eyes, you
Mm.
know?
There's no one down
So
the middle anymore, right?
what?
There's no one like down the middle. Like you have to be like super far to against something or for something. You
Which
can't
is
just
interesting
like
to say that because everyone I talk to as well always says they're in the middle. Everyone said like, "Oh, I'm in the middle. Like I'm not super this." Especially people our age,
yeah,
you
but
know.
we just don't care about anything, right?
No, I do care. I was voting the day I could vote. I was
Yeah.
in there, you know. Um, but I don't know. It's been a challenging year. It's been like very combative energy, but I'm very hopeful that like we can all start loving each other next year and kind of move forward.
What's-
I think we will. I think we will. But
Richard is saying, controversial opinion, pho is better than ramen, and this is going way off topic. I've not had either, so I don't know.
I love pho. Pho
Is that how you say it? Pho.
is Richard. Wait a minute.
Richard Park.
I know Richard.
You're
Pho is
hiding.
better
You're ducking
than
off
Richard.
screen.
Wait, what?
You're ducking off screen a bit there. So Richard is saying pho is better than ramen, but I've
You have,
never had either, so I don't know.
you've never had ramen?
I don't think so.
It's like a noodle. Like you don't have in the UK like the you just add boiling water to ramen and it has like seasoning. You buy packs of it.
I've seen it. I don't trust something that you just add water to and then eat.
You don't buy any
I'm in
food.
I think my brother's made it before and it just smelled a bit weird, so I've never had it.
What do you eat in the UK? Do you
I
eat
have like rice, like things that you have to actually cook, not just like
but
pour some water on it and then I'm gonna eat that now.
that's not it's just noodle though. It's just pasta. It's like a
Right.
pasta. Wow, you're missing out. And then pho is Vietnamese. It's like I think it's a rice noodle. I'm not sure. I don't want to misspeak, but it's like cooked in a broth for like 13 hours.
Okay, so that's actually cooked, so I'll probably have that.
Okay, so pho is better. Then you're in agreement
Okay,
with
yeah.
Richard.
We'll go for that one. Um, Thank you. Very off topic. I like it. We
Maybe we should just see what the people want to hear.
yeah, I mean, when we get comments, we'll go for that. Um, what was the thing? So if you had your own podcast,
Yeah.
who's the three guests you're getting on first, and what are you talking about with them?
Ooh. I can get anybody, or are
Yeah,
we?
it's your podcast. You pick whoever you want, dead or alive.
So who are the first three people that I'd have, and then what would we talk about?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's such a why are you gonna throw that's a very difficult question. I challenge you to answer the same question because that is such a difficult question. That is not
For me,
dead and
for me, it's pretty easy. Like, I want Russell Brand
oh,
because
okay.
he's like really philosophical and wordy, and I want to
Okay.
learn like how to be like that. So I'd maybe like, okay, well, I'll do another 24-hour podcast and force Russell Brand to be there, and I'm just gonna pick up the tricks from him.
Yes.
Have you seen him talk? He's incredible.
I love Russell Brand.
Yeah, post drugs he's really good. Pre drugs is a little bit like a bit weird. Um,
I'm not sure. I wasn't aware of the drugs when it was post or pre drug.
but yeah, no, he's really good. Joe Rogan. I love Joe
Oh
Rogan
yeah, of course you say everyone's gonna say Joe Rogan.
because I feel like you can just talk about anything. Maybe that's a cop out answer actually because it's easy. Maybe that's a cop out
Yeah,
answer.
I mean he is the podcaster.
Yeah, until I he's off YouTube now, so there's a gap opened up. Uh,
Oh,
he's on Spotify. 105 million they're paying him. Was it 150?
I don't
Unbelievable.
know a man that doesn't watch Joe Rogan.
Yeah, so he's really good.
Yeah.
Um, Then there was a lady that he had on called Rhonda Patrick, and she talks about nutrition and like living healthy and stuff like that. So I'd have her on. She's really interesting.
This is too difficult.
We'll come back to it. Have a little think.
There's so many people. I don't know why one of the first, I don't know if you know like who like I'm a big Conan O'Brien fan.
Like
I
I know his
love
name. I
Conan.
know the name. I don't really know what he does.
I love Conan. I love Stephen Colbert. I um ugh,
Are these those
I don't
talk
even
talk
know.
show hosts you have, where they sit at a desk and someone sits on a chair next
Yes,
to them?
yes.
Okay, yeah, I know what they do.
Fitness wise, I love Bradley Martin. He's the biggest bro. I watched him when he had like so few followers on YouTube, and now he's at like 2 million or something. He's like a weightlifter,
In fact, I'm gonna
bodybuilder.
take out Joe Rogan. I'm gonna put in Hodge twins because I remembered about those now.
Uh, you can't. You took out Joe?
Joe is a cop out answer because everyone knows Joe.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
What's something that I
I
should have
don't know.
asked you that I didn't know enough to ask? And you can think about who you're getting your podcast in. We'll ask you just when we close up.
Something that you should have
Yeah,
asked me. And my laptop is dying too. Um, hmm. Did we talk about I want to make sure we talked about the work-life balance for these people. Did we discuss that well?
I don't know. Did we? We kind of went over it a little bit.
Did we even? I think that like maybe I didn't like go into depth in that enough.
Go for it.
Okay, so work-life balance, what you do is you prioritize what's important to you
The gains.
and you make sure you do that. Because what's important to me is not important to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have some people in dental school with me, they have kids. And what's important to them is that they every night have that 1 hour dinner with their kids and their family. But if I don't have like my 1 hour in the gym, I'm gonna go insane.
So
Um,
that's your first thing that you've got to get in your schedule.
you've yeah, I think that it's very, very important. I think that I think that it's important that you don't stop living when you're in dental
Yeah.
school, but what life means is different for all of us. I think the definition of living is different for all of us, and what's important to all of us and what makes life worth living for all of us is different. So you've got to see what's important to you. I know a lot of people who message me and they're like, "Oh, how do you stay in shape during dental school and all of that?" And it's just because that's a priority to
Mm.
me. But it's not perhaps for others, and so that they've accommodated that their time to those things that I didn't spend time on, you know? So just because you see one aspect of my life that I have done better than you because you may have focused a lot more on another thing and done it way better than I have.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I think the overall point is like do because if you don't have a plan, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna do anything because you're never gonna be like, okay, well, I need to do work or I need to do gym or something. So I think if I were to go back, that's probably what I would do because I didn't plan what I was doing at all. I just kind of went with the flow. Okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll do that now. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But you did well. So that's the go with the flow is not bad either. You know, you can't plan every day of your
You
life.
say I did well. I Our dental school is 5 years. It took me 6.5. So maybe rethink
It's
that.
okay. No, you wanted to deeply, learn. So you just took
So
more
I
time.
just didn't. So I didn't look at any lectures.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of the reverse psychology on the examiner. I was like, you know what? You think I'm gonna come in there having read things, but if I don't, now what?
Yes. I tell my classmates this all the time, especially the ones who are trying so hard. And I'm like, if you all do poorly,